them if they could find that secondary kill, but it looks like Kunkka instead is going to walk down bottom.
Yeah.
Or go,
he doesn't even know where he's moving right now. He lost his compass.
World pirate. But yeah, they're trying to change things up a little bit. It looks like this is sort of a strange rotation though, because it doesn't have level 6 yet, and also only has the 1-point X. They do find Thompson. We'll have the shackles afterwards. X is going to connect with only level 1. Still able to get. They know he doesn't have 6 yet, and they drop the ulti on him. Oh my God, Thompson is having the struggle bus of a game.
4-man rotation to get that kill, and they're going to secure the tower for himself. Kunkka with level 1 X-Mark. And Matumba Man is so farmed at this point.
This is nuts. 2,000 gold lead. I mean, going into this, I was expecting that Liquid was going to be the better team, but I wasn't expecting it to be this rough. Although, right now, looking at Miracle's levels, he's only level 3. Obviously, having more people in his lane pretty consistently, it's not going to be easy for him to stay here against Seb, I don't think, if it's just Miracle.
But losing a tier 1 tower 6 minutes is going to cripple them.
Kuro just dropped the ward, and the range creeps gave the game away. Ended up punching him as he dropped it up on the high ground. Not the best time, but that one will be dewarded in a little bit. Level 6 there on top. They want to think a kill in return. Don't get a lucky shot proc. Even more people in his lane. They will have use right now. Ghost Shroud available, and it's going to drop. They find that kill, and GH also showing up here as well. They're going to drop the boat onto several of them. The Kunkka's already been lifted up in the air. This is a good fight for OG. If they can find a couple more of these kills, try and get the Bringer Smash, which they will find. The toss back. Jarek's able to find eye control, but the Brewmaster ultimate wears off as well. They're trying to find this kill on it. Kunkka, can they bring him down in time? The blinding light pushback, and Kuro keeps his off-laner alive. Still a big win there for OG.
They just need to rotate that Brewmaster. Now they use it full potential. They didn't get any damage on the tower, but they might get another kill. Jarek's hit all over the place, involving 4 out of 5 kills. Has Tranquil Boots, Blaze, Magic Stick. I love the build. Usually you see Tiny's just rushing for a dagger after getting a bottle, but I think with a build like this, he can actually have enough movement speed to set up those kills with those back tosses. And Ana dies again.
First, down bottom, Matumba Man and GH pulled a combo together to find that kill, but it was not during the duration of the reaper scythe, at least, so Ana did not get that added time on for the runner. So he is still going to be working towards that Midas, but a long ways away from getting it. No Tail holds on to the tower down bottom, also using the glyph for that one. And it looks like top lane, Miracle level 6, sort of force back Seb, at least a little bit here. Whole mind games going on with them, and neither of them get it. That's fine. Bottom lane, Thompson set up, wants to turn it. Also have an Avalanche trying to kill off Kuro. TP maybe gonna rotate in here onto Jarex with him, but looks like it's mind control that shows up, and just gotta try and take down this Tiny. The blast comes through. Matumba Man gets tossed back towards him, and the little hand is going to chase, and will it find the kill? Doesn't look like they're quite going to get it. Turret! Oh, just a little bit off the mark. Jarex is going for a walk. They drop on the ward too. He's being chased by the creeps. This is the epitome of Space Crate, and they're just going to let him go. Jarex out of there.
Sometimes it's better not to chase him, Torrent.
Oh no. They pull him back in. He's going to try and TP, but that's all for naught. So No Tail eventually dies.
He's not gonna. Oh, Nightbringer was ready.
Yeah. They did find that kill onto Jug on the top lane though. Seb's an ulti for it.
He created so much space. Bounty runes, Kunkka. Oh, they wanted to give it to Brewmaster, but he didn't. Outrun. See the
is that the torrent? Fine, Seb drops the boat. Oh, No Tail comes in though, is able to find it. They get the kill. I control the run, but well, this is 4 heroes. It's going to be a tunk, I believe, as they eventually back the other direction. No Tail gives them the eventually they kill off inner. Really good start. He's been struggling. 3 days.
I like Necro item he had. He wanted to go for a toss, but not this item is scammed. And like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm just gonna switch to Whale of Discord. I would love to see Guardian picked up on Necro.
Fancy kill there, Mr. Ana, for the finish. It is a little bit different. We were talking about this item yesterday. You're saying that you felt like it was kind of just a dead item in general, but it does give some arm ups and, you know, pretty relevant stuff.
Oh, silent.
Top lane, they're battling for it. Get this on a miracle. He does have spin and TP healing. We can drop it in the trees while they're chasing. Keeps them alive for the moment. And with rotation for mind control, they can't find that kill. Bottom lane, GH smoked up. A lot of action so far. Thompson looks and Hex ward trap the whole Thompson gets the jump out because Jarex is there yet again. As everyone.
I feel like they could have pushed the tier 2 tower bottom with the 3 heroes and certain wards instead. Look at Tiny. Look at Tiny. He's saving that raindrop. I guess he wants to get the Spirit Vessel at one point if the game goes well for him after he gets a Blink Dagger.
Jarex? Does he live? No, okay, GH is dead. Looked a little funny tossing his buddy away, but they still managed to get that kill in the end. Top lane, Miracle, getting punched, does have the spin still, needs to be careful. They're going to fully die for this one, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that kill onto Miracle. The lift up is there for Necrophos, though. Now with everybody rotating in, Matumba Man trying to get out of here. He's walking. He does still have sick charges. Can he pop it? Can he live? He has him after with the Ghost Shroud, but it's not quite going to be enough to keep him alive, as it looks like they eventually take him down, and now Mind Control has stuck around a bit too long. The boat was still on cooldown, and GH is there trying to dissuade them from going any further. No-Tail shows up as well, though. OG brought numbers, have 4, trying to kill off Mind Control, but the Illuminate is there as well. The Blinding Light pushback, it's going to not be enough, because Ana is still there to find the kill.
Yeah, most importantly, Ana is getting those kills. He got the kill on GH, he got a kill on the Tomb Man. After the bad start, now has a Midas, and it's looking okay. 2,000 network lead for OG right now. They're gonna pressure the tier 1 tower on a mid lane.
Miracle is sort of playing a little bit of back and forth here with Thompson, who's threatening to go in for the spin. The Rolling Thunder, rather. And yeah, this pressure up top is going to be stopped as Matumba Man shows up with Mind Control. Opportunity there just to rage. Has the opportunity there just to rage and walk away. So they don't get the top tier 1 tower.
Not what you usually see. Kunkka, Mind Control on the bottom of network chart. He has 37 CS. I mean, same goes for Thompson, so he's not that underfarmed, or they are both underfarmed.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, the situation that they've found themselves in this time around. Man, 18 kills, 14 minutes. Been very action-packed, but still very close. It's Dota Plus saying. It's, well, 46 to 54. Pretty even at this point in time. The nice part about the Liquid Draft is that you've kind of got this consistent motion where you can go with the wards on cooldown to try and sort of pressure towers if you wanted to run it that way. But Ana up in the top lane, gonna try and get out of here. They do have that Reaper Scythe if they wanted to try and fully commit, but not gonna be the case. They're instead gonna send one mid, and Mind Control shows up, gets themselves Seb. They know the ulti's still on cooldown. 1 second away. They can't burn him down in time. But Miracle, well, they get it. The turnaround, the Avatars, they just blow up Miracle. He's just dead. And now Mind Control is going to get lifted in the air. Do they have any other heroes? They're wrapping around with the Pango. Jarex is here as well. Does still have the no boat available, so they take another kill. In the meantime, they did lose Ana up top to a ward trap. So odd things going on all across this map here. 21 kills at just this 15-minute mark.
Yeah, but I think OG is getting way too much. They got 2 kills on 2 cores. They got the tier 1 tower. if somehow Lifestealer survive there's a lot of farm on a bottom lane, and in their jungle they have a vision there. Maybe he should just switch back to that part of the map and continue farming that Radiance. Once he gets that Radiance, it's going to be so hard for Liquid to actually fight into, because it's a position 5 Keeper of the Light, which means that he's not going to get that much farm. He's not going to have that Glimmer Cape or Force Staff to save people. Matumba Man has the Force Staff right now, so that's their saving tool. Jarex is involved in 11 out of 13 kills. He didn't die a single time. It's because of this build. He has a lot of movement speed, Tranquil Boots plus a Vindlaze getting closer to his Blink Dagger. Once they get it, they're gonna keep playing aggressive. And I expect him to get a Spirit Vessel after this. It's gonna be extremely good against Necro and just healing in general.
Yeah. No, definitely. Well, and you've also got Topson here going for this sort of utility build on the Pango that we've seen so often, trying to build into the Guardian Greaves, and already has that mechanism done. Can make a really big difference.
Topson did not have a good early game. His skipping the Javelin build might switch back after, just so that he can farm and scale into a late game. But right now, he wants to be the healer for his team, just to keep them alive.
Yeah, definitely. Group up, smoked, mid lane. Might have been scouted a little bit here by that ward that's over on the Dire side of the river. Miracle has been oddly quiet this game, getting picked off a couple of times. And bottom lane, they're trying to set up on
side of the river.
Yes. Avatos, kill off Kuro. Bottom lane, Omni Slash, Ana trapped in the wards. And it is going to be ostensibly a Kato for a Lifestealer. And rolling in, Topson's there. It's not really finding that many great heroes, though, to catch on to. And now they're going to have the Avalanche, the Torrent. It's already interrupting, so they kill off another one. Already 2, Force Staff trying to get away, but Seb is there, able to find the drop down afterwards. Boat's going to connect, so Matumba Man is going to be very tanky, having that rum buff on him this entire time. Can they bring down Matumba Man in time? They drop down the white hole on top of everybody else. Jarex, Avalanche toss, finds Kuro, trying to kill him off indeed, but they can't quite get it with the blinding light. And now the pushback, Matumba Man still lives through all of this. That rum buff made all the difference in the world. Now they turn on to Topson, try and take him down, but he pops the mechanism, lives through it afterwards. And now the the Torrent pulls back in another, and Topson eventually dies, avalanched by a little bit of space. But man, Kunkka getting in for that rum buff, making all the difference to keep Matumba Man alive.
Yeah, Liquid will want to have those long fights where they're going to use Coco's buff Aura from Necrolite, which is level 4, the healing wards. They can heal up and drag these fights so they can deal damage over time, especially on Necro. And I wanted to see this Radiance build on Necro because they are relying so much on Juggernaut to deal the damage, and if he doesn't go for it, I would be afraid that they're gonna lack damage in the mid game. So good choice from Matumba Man.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Is that this damage does start to fall off eventually. It's like a lot very static and based upon you know, Kunkka's just magic damage, and then Miracle needs to have a good game for the Omni Slash to really matter, and he's still a little ways away from picking up that Maelstrom after getting the Manta style here. But the Manta should provide a little bit more survivability as they chase forward for Ana. 4 heroes up top right now, and they get him another round of wards, traps, and looks like he is going to drop there. Ana gets the rage, tries to run away. The mech actually keeps him alive. So OG able to keep their carry survivable, and Topson trying to chase now with the Rolling Thunder working Matumba Man, trying to turn this. They've already caught Mind Control, though, and it looks like he is going to be the one that drops. They lost the Shadow Shaman already, and look at the man. He's there yet again. Jarex always in position. Ana chasing after this healing ward. Does eventually take it down. Omni Slash traded over to the Treeps. Miracle does nothing with it. Seb is there with his ultimate. OG are doing it with this fight, and they're going to buy back on Jarex. He wants to get back into this engagement because they know that they potentially have Miracle, although now he gets the spin TP away, and it looks like that buyback is not going to be as relevant, although they did lift up now onto the Necrophos. He's going to have a Force Staff in 10 seconds afterwards. And can they get into position, the rest of the heroes from Liquid, to try and keep Matumba Man alive? They end up losing one. Matumba Man turning, trying to find himself a kill. Does not have that Radiance burn as of yet, but Jarex does get the kill onto Kuro. While this is happening, Ana's just farming. It looks like they're finally going to call off the charge. Jarek's trying to run away. He will have another blink in 2 seconds. Mind control, gain in position, the phase boots. It should not be enough. Jarek's has the blink now, but doesn't even need to use it.
Really, really long fight. Even a buyback coming out from Jarex. If they get that split off, I don't think Liquid can fight right now because Kanka is underfarmed. Right now, he's just the utility. As Hood of Defiance is building towards that pipe to mitigate some of the Radiance damage from a Brewmaster, and most importantly, Tiny.
Yeah. Miracle chased. Does have stick charges and Manta. Thompson forces out the spin, but there is nothing else afterwards. And Matumba Man picks up the relic.
It was a good plan from Liquid. They force-staffed Shadow Shaman, trapped a Lifestealer, but there was a rotation. And Lifestealer is not the easiest kill to get. Has a lot of strength. Shadow Shaman, he wants to get himself to level 10 to get that XP talent and then use a book. Alright, he's like, I've had enough. I'm just gonna use it and still get the XP.
Yeah. No-Tail getting some deep wards here. This one unlikely to be dewarded. And what do we have? Still a couple, about 1,000 gold away from finishing off that Radiance. I mean, how much does that make the difference? We saw in game number 1, or game number 2 of the first series, the Spectre just get completely out of control having his Radiance. Is this a similar type of thing where Matumba Man? Oh, toss back, Seb, they're all on top of him. And Matumba Man still lives through this. The torrent, it's going to connect. Force Staff doesn't pull him up to the high ground, but he still has that run buff. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough as they throw out the Reaper Scythe, trying to kill off Seb. He eventually dies. And Seb still lives through this one, can jump back in with the ultimate if they so desire. So OG, in spite of having this Brewmaster on 200 HP, they're still willing to chase. The disarm is there, jumps forward, gets the ulti off. The torrent's going to connect onto 2 with the Omni Slash there as well, but it's not looking like it's enough. Kuro tries to run away. GH going to drop the wards. OG is just streaming forward, aggressively taking down that Shadow Shaman. 3 are dead with no buyback, and Mind Control also is going to be chased. They try and kill off that healing ward. Afterwards, Ana takes it underneath the tier 4 towers. OG find themselves another one, and Miracle has gone a bit too far. He is going to finally be able to get the spin away, but OG finally call off the charge and head back to take the tower.
What a play from OG. They killed that Necro. That's the most important target. Sadly for Liquid, he didn't get on the high ground. It might save him for a bit longer, but that Radiance timing, Blink Dagger timing on a Brewmaster, they were trying to score a kill. They even have a Vlad's right now. If they can get another kill or 2, it's secured Roche for them.
No.
Problem is GH is having a really, really rough time. He's not getting his spells off in the team fight.
It really feels like in the battle of the position 4s right now, it's just Tiny as a hero sort of makes this Shadow Shaman struggle. You can blow him up at the start of the fight, and then if he's trying to channel Shackles, you can see that GH is queuing up a BKB right now. He just wants to be able to get these control elements off, and he hasn't been able to yet.
Yeah, he understands that Tiny is his worst enemy right now. Every single time he shows Jarex just being patient, going on him, blowing him up instantly. Jarex has a lot of levels, which means his spells are maxed out. He went for movement speed on level 10. Look at this. Windlace,
oh my god,
432.
Yeah, and having that on top of the Blink Dagger, and now going back for the Glimmer Cape. This is... You see, people sometimes... People like to go for the builds that they see pros go for that look fun, like the Dagon Ember, things like that. This is the build I want to see people do in the pubs. You know what I'm talking about? This is the dream build.
Are you talking about the Tiny's build?
Exactly. Yeah, just go like Windlace, Tranquils, then into Blink afterwards. I had a Tiny in one of my games recently build an Axe.
Sick, bro. What bracket are we talking about again?
We're not going to go there. But, well, Tiny breaks the smoke. They see him. He's choosing his target. Everybody gets out of the pit. Jarex, Avatos connects onto 3. No-Tail there as well. And meanwhile, they're going to jump into the pit, interrupt. Ana picks up the Aegis. Mind Control wanted it so badly, but can't find it. They do find the Ward Trap. Now Jarex going to be fully isolated. The Omni Slash out, but it's not looking like it's enough damage. They have the Reaper Sight trying to kill off Jarex, but he lives yet again. And Liquid going to be assaulted by the stream of damage coming from OG. They get the silence out on a Miracle. He's going to have to go for the spin TP away, and he will live, but everybody else on Liquid dies.
They're buying back. They're going to pick up 4 Bounty Runes. Ana managed to secure the last hit on the Roche and got that Aegis. The problem was for Team Liquid that Necro didn't have the Radiance in that fight. I don't think it would matter that much, but it could make a difference because of all of the miss hits and the damage over time.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? And granted, this was a different position, Necro. They decided to put more of the farm onto the Jug this game, but having that Radiance that little bit earlier can maybe be part of the thing that makes the difference. I think Jerax, too, is the other big X factor in this game. The Tiny has just done so much, and as it should, it's a last pick. X now, try to pull him back in. They want to take him down at the start of the fight. These fights might look different if they're able to kill him off. The Tumba Man backing away yet again. The boat's going to go out there. It's not connect onto anybody, and Thompson is just rolling through, causing havoc. They have the Hex onto this Lifestealer, but they know if they go on him, the counter initiation coming from the Tiny would be too much. So can they bring him down and burn through that Aegis at the very least? Not looking like it's going to happen. Ana trying to find a target to lifesteal off of, but they just can't do it. Liquid can't initiate. It's too scary.
Suddenly he's almost full HP because of that Guardian Greaves. Still has Aegis and Infest to work with, and all the lanes are pushed out. Look at the top lane. It's coming the Siege Creep because Furion is using ulti to push out those waves. Smoke. They want to keep fighting. Brewmaster, ulti, ready in 10 seconds.
They're jumping in if they get an opportunity, and Matumba Man reveals himself. Mind control as well. They're able to find 2 of them. Seb looking for that ultimate, but it was still on cooldown, and now they drop down the Will-O-Wisp as well. Ana gonna pop the Enrage, and now they're still able to control this one for the moment, but the Seb ulti is out, and they've also caught Tiny. He's gonna get blown up. They drop the Reaper Scythe onto him. Dead for 100 seconds, no buyback. Has OG finally gone a bit too far? It doesn't look like it. They end up losing the Kunkka as well, and now Thompson rolls through with the Rolling Thunder. They finish off the Radiance on the Necrophos, but Matumba Man is going to die in the duration of that ultimate. GH trying to shackle to stop him at all, but the silence is there. They find themselves another kill, and Ana, friends with the Fountain, he knows where he's going and is just going to back out afterwards.
They see me rolling, they hate him. And Thompson was just circling around them, full duration ulti. I don't think they can fight. 17,000 net worth lead. Ana still has Aegis up and running for 2 minutes, and this Guardian Greaves keeping everyone alive and healthy.
Very impressive showing here from OG. This game, I mean, again, you look at it, it was very back and forth up until about that 20-minute mark, and it felt like they just sort of turned the engines on and started to roll at that point from OG. They have caught themselves another here. The Pango is going to die. So a little bit of an overextension. Now they get the X pullback on a Seb. They know that he does not have ultimate. And meanwhile, Ana tries to turn this back around. Mjolnir, Seb, get an Omni Slash. Matumba Man is here as well. They're both going to die. And also OG has severely overextended. Now GH with the no Hex. He doesn't have anything to control him. Ana's just going to go for the TP out.
Reaper Sight on cooldown, and on the bottom lane, No Tail is just trying to split push as much as possible with his Treants and Necrobook level 1. BKB finished on a Brewmaster on top of 2,000 gold. He's level 19. They overextended a little bit, but most importantly, they did not lose Lifestealer.
Yeah, Ana able to live. I mean, he died 5 times this game, but when it's mattered, he has been able to stay alive in these later stage engagements. What an interesting game, though. And I'm not exactly sure what to sort of tack this onto. Is it just the strong timing that OG had with this Radiance on Lifestealer? Like, what do you think is making the difference that's led to this 16,000 gold lead?
They had the better timing on the items. Juggernaut was suffering. Same goes for Kunkka. Like, he was trying to make maybe a bit too many movements. Also, the Radiance on Necro came a bit too late.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Jerax is here, has the Avalanche toss blink away, and picks up the Bounty Rune. Just get into the head of him.
Jerax picked up Bounty Runes at 29-29.
Amazing what you found.
No one picked up those two top Bounty Runes for 4.5 minutes.
That's it's an interesting point. This fights were just kept on going the entire time, and Nobody has time for bounty runes when there's kills to be made. Man, Brewmaster has a BKB now. Has almost finished off a pipe himself. I think the other thing that you talked about in the fights was the Guardian Greaves pickup. Makes a really big difference as well. And
yeah, and now they even have a Lotus Orb. Great against Shadow Shaman. Juggernaut ulti. Same goes for Necro ulti.
For the team, just let Ana be the damage and focus everybody else on survivability. Seb jumps forward, BKB out, chasing down Matumba Man. Where's the answer? Liquid, where's the save? They don't really have it. The Glimmer Cape was there to keep him alive for the moment, but Thompson continues to get his full duration ultimate out, and they're going to Glimmer Cape him just to get out afterwards. Avalanche, toss back in the Necrophos. Can they blow up Matumba Man in time? They don't have a Dispel right now, though. So Matumba Man still lives through it, but all of this damage over time, my goodness. Ana chases forward, and Miracle trying to stop what they can, but this is going to be a dead Kuro. Does not have buyback either, but they're going to buy back onto this Necrophos, try and get him back into the struggle as they find the X, find the ulti. It's going to kill off one. Thompson ends up going down 90 seconds. He does have buyback, and Liquid able to find another couple of key kills here, taking down Jerix as well.
2 kills, two buybacks, but the problem is their lanes are pushed in, and also Roche is not going to spawn for next minute, maybe even longer. So they did not achieve anything. They just got the 2 kills from it, no objectives taken.
Yeah. Well, I think it does sort of speak to one of the problems that they had previously, which was, you know, it's not just the Radiant's timing, but it's that you had all that gold invested in the Necrophos, and now that he has it, the fights feel a little bit more even, at least than it did in the moments leading up to it. But it's OG getting into that second tier of items, which is becoming a problem, and Ana has a DD bottled up now. Matumba Man caught in the Sprout. Does have Force Staff, but still feels kind of comfortable.
Yeah, they did not want to overcommit there. Necro does not